Downsizing, woo! It's the biggest financial scam being sold to seniors right now. While everyone's telling you to downsize for freedom, the real estate industry is making billions off people who don't know the hidden costs that can destroy your retirement savings. We're talking about retirees losing $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 because nobody warned them about the downsizing traps that are everywhere in today's market. But here's the thing, when you know the secrets I'm about to share, downsizing can literally save you $750,000 and give you the retirement of your dreams. So stick around until the very end because I am revealing the one downsizing strategy that real estate agents hate, and it could be worth your entire 401k. Let's get to it. Brutal truth, number one, your house is a money-eating monster. That's it. You have a big home, you have electricity, you got rooms or heating that you're not even living in them. It's a big money pit. You just can't park it like your car because the average homeowner spends about $7,000 a year on just utilities. And if you have a bigger home, it costs you even more money. Like I said, you're probably heating and cooling rooms that no one uses. And the maintenance, easy, 6, 10, 15, 20, depending upon how old your home is. You know, is a 15-year-old house becoming to be a 20-year-old roof and you have to replace it? Like timing is so important among the age of your home and where things might be having to get replaced, right? I have a client with this beautiful Tudor-style home who last year spent $18,000 fixing us surprise problems because what we did was we didn't get started the year before. We would have had a home inspection, we would have caught this problem and got it fixed in a more timely manner and when it was less expensive. That's why getting that pre-home inspection, or just an inspection on your home, way early than you need to, just in case there are these surprise problems. It could also tell you when it's time to actually make that move. Brutal truth number two, sneaky costs that can rob you blind. Property taxes come to my mind. They're based on size. You know, bigger house, more taxes. The township's not sympathetic with you because you have a bigger house. Bigger homes, higher insurance premiums, higher everything. If you have an HOA, sometimes it's $200 to $800 just to mow the lawn. And then your landscaping bills, $500 a month. You're just trying to impress your neighbors or to make sure you're keeping up with the Joneses. There's a psychological trap here. You buy 40% more stuff just to fill your space, and your house is actually making you shop more, believe it or not. Think of it that way. Brutal truth number three, house rich, cash poor. What does that mean? Well, you might look like a millionaire, but you're avoiding Starbucks over $5 lattes. So all your money is kind of in your house, and you're not spending any money because you're not really sure what's going on. For example, a couple earning $85,000 a year, paying $4,200 a month to their home. Sometimes there's no vacations, no fun, just survival. All their money is locked into the walls, and it's not working for them. So if you stay put versus you retire, you're spending all that extra money where you can just get out, have maintenance free, and start living your life. Maybe traveling, doing the things you always wanted to do instead of being stuck in your home. And ultimately, you have less money. People aren't moving today. I'm not moving. Things are too expensive. Well, they're getting expensive in your house. There's a lot of things that are happening to a house that you got to keep pouring money into. Brutal truth number four is sentimental value is very expensive. That emotional connection to your house could be costing you $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 a month because you're emotionally connected to all the memories and things that are in your house, things about your house. You're connected to your house because of the memories. But guess what? Research shows that people are happier after downsizing because there's less stress, more connection because you're not worrying about taking care of your house. One of my clients who was reluctant to sell just sold. And she just wrote me a text message from some cruise she just went on saying, thank you for making sure I sold now instead of waiting until next year. I'm having so much fun. That's what makes me feel good about my job, is because I actually get people to that next step where they knew they didn't think they could do it. And they're actually really happy. Number five, this was a good one. It's the baby boomer traffic jam. What does that mean? Well, 28% of big homes are owned by people 60 years old plus, and they're underutilized. And they're sitting on all this money. Half of the United States is $32 trillion in equity. Oh, they're not because of the last 5 years. They're waiting too long. Now they're getting mobility issues, and that's making them forced sale. I have like 300 and some people on my list who were supposed to move, not all of them, but a good percentage of them were supposed to move over the last 5 years, and now they're calling me saying, I wish we just had moved. The market is shifting. Their house is 5 years older. Their roof is 5 years older. The heater's 5 years older. All those things are 5 years older. And now they have to replace them. And all the money they thought they were saving, they're actually losing. And now a lot of them are telling me they can't afford to fix them. Brutal truth number 6. The math doesn't always work. It's not really math, because smaller homes often cost more per square foot. Example, a big house, maybe $179 a square foot. A cute condo could be $330 a square foot. Why? Because downsizing demand causes bidding wars. And if you add like $500 or $800 a month in condo fees, it doesn't feel so downsized anymore. So that's the truth about downsizing and moving to something like a condo like that. These are all the different costs you have to think about. If you downsize, you'd have less of this, but then you have more of that. Hopefully these truths are getting you to think about all the different things that need to be thought about before you're making that home sale. Number 7, the Great Purge. Most of my sellers are going from 3,000 to like 1,200 square feet. And that means goodbye to 70% of your stuff. It's just gone. So it's not just clutter, it's emotional weight. So what happens is they put stuff in storage, it's like $180 a month over 20 years, that's like $20-some thousand. That's a luxury cruise right there. So when you're actually going through this whole process of downsizing, are you really need this stuff that you're putting into a storage unit? Because you're spending thousands of dollars. There's all these different things that add up that you're not thinking about because it's emotional. I get it. The legacy of leaving your home. The memories, all the hard-earned work you put into your house. I get it. Brutal truth number 8, moving costs. They might make you cry. Moving expenses could be $25,000, $15,000, depending on their distance and if you're doing it yourself or you're hiring a big company. It's not just a truck, it's packing and storage, temporary housing, utility setups, all those different things. Moving takes 6 to 12 months out of your life, your energy, your time, and peace of mind. So we're going to move, you got to be prepared for it. It costs money. You got to put that on the sheet, the Excel sheet, when we list all the expenses. Next, number 9, brutal truth number 9, interest rate. It's like a plot twist. You might save on space, but buy more each month due to high interest rates. So your old mortgage, $1,686, say a month at 3%. New one is $1,996 a month, say at 7% for a smaller place. So downsizing might not make sense if your current rate is locked so low. And that's what's kept people just staying put. I get that, but then what about the other things about your life? All those things you got rid of, and now you're just sitting there and relaxing and having a mentally great time. That's all I'm thinking about downsizing, of getting rid of all this stuff. I look around my house like, oh my God, there's so much stuff here. How am I going to get rid of it? And then I like, oh, I don't want to move. I'm going through the same thing. I understand where you're at. And brutal truth number 10, Uncle Sam wants his cut. That's right. If you gained a lot of inequity, you may owe capital gains, even with the exclusions. So we got to think about this. So downsizing could affect property tax exemptions in senior benefits. This is all you need to look at, because details like this can quietly eat thousands per year. It's like a slow financial leak. Make sure you look at all of this stuff, all these truths I've talked about. Okay, Diane, now, what is the flip side of this? It has to be some reasons, why downsizing could be your best interest. It could be your best move ever. So let me give you some reasons here. Because now that I've properly scared you, I'm going to talk about the genius moves, okay? The genius moves. It could be a genius move for you. Because when you get this right, it could be like winning the lottery, but, legally and the fun way. Okay, the first reason why this could be a genius thing to do, because you'll have this cash explosion that kind of changes everything. So say on average, if you downsize from a 4-bedroom to 2-bedroom home, it saves you $200,000. Say if you're in California, it might save you $750,000. You could do a lot with that money. You can buy a yacht if you wanted to. That's like buy a yacht money, as they call it. My absolute best story about this is my friend Susan, my client and friend. It's a great success story. She was drowning in a $650,000 house with a $4,200 monthly payment. She wasn't eating well, and she was shopping at thrift stores while she was sitting on a gold mine. Well, we sold her house, and we got her a really gorgeous $380,000 condo. After paying off all her debt and her moving costs, she walked away with $240,000 in cash. And here's what she did that'll make you want to really say, great move. She paid off $45,000 in credit card debt, bye-bye to $650 a month payments. She invested $100,000 in retirement, and hello, that compounds interest every month, every year. She set aside $50,000 for a trip. She's going to Italy. And she kept $45,000 for emergencies. And now she's sleeping like a baby. Her monthly costs dropped from $4,200 to $2,100 a month. That's $2,100 back in her pocket every month. In 10 years, that's $250,000 she gets to actually enjoy instead of feeding off her house. And that $100,000 she invested, it's growing. It could be worth $750,000 in 30 years, 20 years, whatever she's doing with her money. One move, life-changing money. Can it be that for you? I don't know. Let's do the numbers. Second reason why it could be genius for you to move, time, freedom that money can't buy. Money can't buy freedom. It's more valuable than money, your time and sanity, right? You're probably spending 4 to 6 hours maintaining your house, you're cleaning gutters, maybe not you, but you're paying money for that. You're just mowing lawns, fixing things that break for no reason at all. And when you downsize by 50%, you're looking at maybe 2 to 3 hours, maybe not even that. That's 100 to 150 hours per year back in your life. That's getting almost 4 extra weeks of vacation. What could you do with these 140 extra hours, 150 extra hours? Learn Italian, take up painting, become a pickleball champion, I don't know. Write a novel, spoil your grandkids rotten. I have clients who went from stressed out house slaves to adventure-seeking retirees. One couple just started hiking. They went out to the Appalachian Trail. And another one of my clients finally learned how to tango, which is what she always wanted to do. And now she's actually teaching the lessons. I can go on and on about the things that these people are doing now. So when you're constantly worried about your roof or your furnace and your never-ending hunting to-do list, your stress melts away, and reduced stress literally adds years to your life. It's like getting a life upgrade. Reason number 3, a life upgrade. Location, location, location. But make it fun. Here's where downsizing gets really exciting. I think it's like unlocking a whole new level of game of life. Maybe you're always dreamed of living downtown but couldn't afford a mansion there. Well, guess what? A cute condo? Suddenly it's totally something you can do. Now you're walking to restaurants, theater district, farmer's market, nowhere being, the designated driver because you can't take the subway or something like that. I had clients who moved from suburbia to walkable downtown area, sold their car. Yeah, done, no car. Saved them $800 a month in payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance. They love it. That was good for them. Maybe not good for you, but there's other things you could be doing. And also better locations often mean you can maybe walk to doctor appointments, no more parking stress. There's culture everywhere, wine tastings, things like that. Make a lot of friends, lots of actual human connection when you're around those kind of environments. Like if you move to a 55 plus community, there's more people around. Your age, you like to do the same thing. Less driving, more living, things like that. Maybe it is an urban playground for you, your next step. Or maybe you want to go to a 55 plus community where there's more people around. Another reason, I think we're at number 4, I call it future proofing your fabulous life. What is future proofing? There's one huge, and most people don't even think about it until it smacks them in the face. 93% of people over 55 want to age in place. But sorry, your current home might not be aging friendly. The smaller homes, especially well-designed ones, often have single floor living. Stairs aren't for the old people, they're for the young people. Or low maintenance. That means more time for what? For fun. Or better accessibility features. Your future self will thank you. But math will always be the thing to look at. So what's the math? Why should I downsize, say, into an assisted living? Well, say you're paying $6,000 a month, that's $72,000 a year. That's much less than you would be with your house and have no maintenance at all. 2 years, you could have saved $100,000 to $150,000. Or if you go into a smaller home, it's just easier to modify for accessibility. It just costs less to maintain than renovating, your big mansion that you have. So it's not about really giving up, it's about setting yourself up to live your best life for as long as possible. The last reason, number 5, I call it like a legacy move that makes you kind of a hero with your family. It's probably the most beautiful of all, because when you downsize smartly, you're not just changing your life, you're becoming a family, kind of like a legend. People will follow suit. And instead of leaving your kids a house, they might not really want it anyway, and they definitely can't afford to maintain it, you're going to leave them actual cash they can use, liquid access. And maybe a model of a smart financial planning. They'll see what you've done and they'll be like, wow, that was smart. Give them more time with you because you're not stressed out. You have tons of memories and adventures that you took together because you're not staying in your house, you have money to travel, take your family on a vacation. I've seen families where downsizing allowed the parents to help their kids buy their first home, pay their grandchildren's college, take epic family vacations like I just talked about. Actually enjoy their retirement instead of working till they die. One client told me through happy tears, I can say, it was pretty happy, I wish I'd done this 10 years ago when I came to your first seller seminar. I missed so many opportunities, she said, because my money was trapped in this house. What happens is you get to be a grandparent actually creates memories, not one who's too stressed about house payments and how to enjoy life. Listening to myself right now talk, it's like I'm getting excited about making my move. Bottom line, downsizing, it isn't some magic pill, really, that works for everybody. The timing has to be right, the numbers have to make sense, and you have to be emotionally ready for the adventure. But if you're spending more than 30% of your income keeping a house that feels more like a burden than a blessing, and if you're heating rooms that you never use, if you lie at night worrying about what's going to break next, then it might be time for you to consider this life-changing move. What's your action plan? Well, get real about your numbers. Just add up everything your house costs you monthly. I mean everything. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, landscaping. Write it all down. I actually have a worksheet you can use. And just research what smaller homes actually cost in areas that you want to live. And don't forget about the sneaky moving costs either. All right? Put them all in there. Every little thing. Next step, timing. Because timing's everything. Don't wait until you're forced to move because of health or money crisis. Pay attention to the market conditions. Sometimes waiting a year can make a huge difference because people didn't sell last year, now they're in the market shifting, they lost thousands. And consider your mortgage rate situation as well. It's pretty big if you have a mortgage. Next step, prepare your heart and mind. Just start decluttering now, just start doing things. Just get that junk drawer at least done. Focus on amazing new adventures you could be doing, not what you're gonna leave behind. I know it's hard, I'm going through it myself, oh my God. Don't forget to talk to your family as well. Make sure that everybody's on the same page. And next, just build your dream team. Find a good real estate agent like myself. I can help you find a real deal realtor if you're not in the area who just specializes in downsizing. We only work with our seniors. That's what we do. A listing-based business, and most of my business is senior moving. Then talk to your financial advisor about your tax implications. Consider hiring professional organizers. Believe me, they are worth it. And if you're standing at the crossroads wondering whether downsizing is a dream or disaster, just remember, the choices you make today can unlock your life you've been waiting to live, or quietly drain your wealth for years to come. And if you thought the downsizing traps were sneaky, waiting to see what's silently killing your home's equity right now under your nose. Click to my next video, the silent killer of home equity. What you don't fix now will cost you later, because your next move shouldn't be just smart, it should be strategic.